Welcome to the Wealthy and Healthy podcast, hosted by me, Beck Hibbard. This is the podcast where I share all of the juice around my story and how I went from being a broke and bankrupt single mum who had lost it all to rebuild my life in a few short years, creating a global six-figure business, all while remaining in my feminine flow and living a life of freedom. Now, in these episodes of this podcast, I will be teaching you how to build the life of your dreams whilst becoming the wealthiest and healthiest version of yourself. Now, let's get into today's episode. You guys, I have such an exciting and game-changing program for you in the month of March. This month, I am introducing my brand new program, 10K. This program is for you if you're wanting to scale your business to 10K a month so that you can quit your 9 to 5. Now, I totally get it. Your problem is that you believe in order to make 10K a month, you need a certificate, which will allow you to feel worthy enough to sell your offers as an expert in your field. You also believe that in order to make 10K a month, you need to spend money on running complicated Facebook ads, hire a virtual assistant to post on your social media, and create a fancy website with a sales funnel. But there is a simpler way to make 10K a month, and this is the program that will teach you how. I am here to tell you that after doing this program, you will have the tools and the understanding on how to make 10K a month in the most simplest way. No certification required, no hiring extra people, no working more hours, no sales funnels, no Facebook ads or any ads, no more hour-long discovery calls, and definitely no cold messaging strangers on Instagram saying something along the lines of, hey, I couldn't help but think of you, blah, blah, blah. We all know how that message goes. Now, this is for you if you are someone that is wanting to scale your business to be able to replace your 9 to 5 income. However, you feel like you are overwhelmed as you have done all of the things and seen little to no result. This is for you if you are someone that knows you have a profitable product or offer, but yet you lack the confidence in selling it. This is also for you if you have a negative and icky relationship with money and struggle to attract clients that want to pay you because of this. We literally have a whole money module on this. This is also for you if you are tired of jumping on sales call after sales call, sacrificing time with your family, and still not seeing any sales come through. And this is also for you if you want your business to make 10K a month without having to run ads, get certified, or create a sales funnel. 10K is the program that teaches you how to scale your business from $0 a month to 10K a month. So make sure you get in quick. I'm going to link this in the show notes because the door closes at the end of March for 10K, the program. You guys, welcome back to the podcast. Today's episode, we are talking about signs that you are self-sabotaging your success. Okay, when I think of success, I think that it requires a particular formula. Okay, when I think about my business and how I've been able to scale it to 10K a month, 20K a month, 30K a month, and so on, it's because there's been a specific formula. Yes, there's been, specific programs I've released and launches that I've done and emails I've sent out and posts and things like that. And speaking to my dream client has been super important. However, one of the biggest things is embodying that next level of myself. And what I've found is I've always struggled to embody that next level of myself when I have been self-sabotaging. And when we self-sabotage, we literally block ourselves from receiving the next thing. So I want to give you a rundown on what it is to look like when it comes to self-sabotaging. Because maybe you're, subconsciously living life, going about your days, and you're doing all of the quote unquote things. Like you're doing all of the, let's say the 3D things. You're doing all the worldly things, but you're not embodying the 5D. You're not energetically showing up and actually becoming the person that you need to become. But you don't know that, right? So you're not aware of this. And this is where we get really frustrated and resentment can come in because we feel like we're doing all of the things and nothing's working. But yes, you're doing all the physical things, but sometimes you also have to let go and let God, as I say. And let me tell you, you guys, like this month has been a let go and let God for me, like 100% let go and let God. So this is like the perfect podcast episode because I can really speak into the things that I've had to do in order to like let go and let God to be able to receive. But there was these things that I was doing subconsciously that I didn't realize that I was doing. So let's get into it. One of the signs that you are self-sabotaging your success is that you are waiting for the thing to happen before you make a move. Before you make a move, you are waiting for that thing to happen. And I hear this all the time in my world where, you know, I'm a money mindset coach and I'm a business mentor. So I hear a lot of the time people will say, when I get the money, then I'm going to hire you as the coach. Or when I get the money, then I'm going to join your program. But it's like things would be so different. And the money would show up with ease the moment that you decided you were just doing the thing. The moment you decided, I'm hiring the coach, I'm, you know, buying the program, I'm investing in the thing, therefore the money has to show up. It has to show up. Because when you move, the universe follows you. But you have to go first. Like, it's the universal law of action. That is a literal universal law, the law of action. You have to take action. And so when you sit here and you say, oh, I'm going to wait for the right time. And this is another like pet peeve, the right time. And if you're watching the videos, you'll see I'm doing air quotations. But there is no right time. Because you decide when it's the right time. You decide, okay, I'm going to make a move. This is good. But that's on you. So you ultimately decide whether it's a bad time or a right time. So you could decide in this moment, okay, F it, I'm doing the thing. It's a right time. I'm going all in. I'm going to make a commitment and I'm going to trust that the money is there. The money is going to show up. Now, I remember when I was going through like my bankruptcy back in 2019. And so I had been bankrupt a few months. It was actually the start of 2020. So I went bankrupt in 2019. I think it was in August off the top of my head, and August, September. And then I literally invested like all of like the last like sort of cash that I had into flying to Las Vegas for a business event. We went there for a week. We did this like big business event with the network marketing company that I was with. And so I literally put like all of my money into attending that event. And when I got back at the start of 2020, I knew that I needed to change things up. I knew that I needed a bit of extra support because what I learned over that weekend was amazing. I was inspired, I was motivated, but I needed someone that could hold me to that next level, that could guide me. And that's what I love about coaching. And I am a coach and I love that aspect, is that I literally get to guide my clients to the next level. And so at that early stage of my life, my business had gone backwards. 2020, my business was making $800 a month. I was on government support. I was bankrupt. And I seen a coach post that she was a life coach, and she was, you know, taking on new clients. And this life coach was someone that I knew personally, someone that I kind of grew up with. And I decided to, you know, get information, and we jumped on a sales call. And honestly, even before the sales call, I just knew that I was going to work with her. I just knew. I was like, yes, I know I'm going to do it. But at the same time, you guys, I was broke. Like so broke. When you're bankrupt, you can't borrow money from anywhere. You can't get a credit card. You can't get a personal loan. You can't get a bank loan. You literally have a big fat cross on your name, and you have to live off of the money you make. And still to this day, like, I'm not bankrupt and I make really decent money, and I still can't get like a loan or anything like that, you know, to the point I'm going to be buying a car soon and I've got to pay for it in cash, which is kind of cool. But it's like, yeah, a lot of people don't realize when you go down that road, it kind of puts a bit of a cross on your credit report or credit history. So I knew that I was going to work with this coach before jumping on the call, and then she told me her prices on the call, and I was like, fuck, like, I am going to work with you, but I just don't know how I'm going to get this money. Like, I genuinely don't know. I know that I need you and I need your support. I need your help to take it to the next level, because clearly, you know, things are going backwards. I'm clearly in a losing battle right now. And for me, going back and getting a normal job just wasn't an option. I was like, I am going to have my own successful business, and it is going to be making me 6 figures one day. So she told me the price and I was like, okay, all right. I knew that I would get my government support check in like a few weeks. And so I was like, listen, can we just like postpone the payment? Like, can we push the start date out, like push it out? And she was like, yeah, no worries, like pushed it out. I signed the contract, I committed. Like that day I literally committed, no money in my bank. I signed the client contract, I committed. I was like, okay, this day the money has to be there. Like it has to show up because I am now in a direct debit. I've signed a contract. That's some big scary stuff. And it was just that whole point of like taking the leap, even though the evidence wasn't there. I literally had $0 in my bank account, but I knew that eventually the money would come and I had to trust that the money would come. But ultimately I knew the universal law of action. I knew that if I made a move, I would be rewarded and the universe would always support me. So fast forward, you know, the day before the money was going to come out for this coach, I literally had no money in my bank account. Like nothing was happening. No money was coming in. And, you know, I was getting a little bit worried, but at the same time, at that point, I'd done enough self-development to know to let go and let God. So I was just like, it's okay, it's gonna happen. Like I'm committed, I'm so committed to this, it has to happen. And that's it. That's a little affirmation that I always say to myself, like it has to happen, or how can it not happen? Like it's just affirming, like it has to happen, it has to happen. Or if not this, then something better. That's something that I say. If not this, then something better. And so I literally was, you know, I got back to my apartment and I was parking my car in the garage downstairs, and I got out of my car and I was like, I'm just gonna like check my bank account. Like I'm just gonna have a look and see. And literally there was $120 that had been deposited into a bank account that no one had access to but myself. Like no one knew this bank account. It was just like one of those like offshore like savings accounts that you put money into, no card attached to it, nothing. And it was $120, which was the exact amount that I needed to pay this coach. And the reference was love you, like love and then you. And I didn't say who it was from. It was just all these like letters and like numbers and everything. And I was like, this is the craziest thing because no one has access to this account. And like the references love you. I was like, oh, and I just started like bursting into tears, like in the garage of my apartment building. And I went ahead with the coaching, never missed a payment. That coach then helped me scale to 10K plus a month and so on. And now we're really, really close friends and we've actually done collaborations and stuff together. So I knew that I had to go first. Like I had to go first. And so the fact that you're waiting for the right time, or the fact that you're waiting for something to happen, it's not going to happen. You are in control of your reality, and the universe just matches your energy. It just matches you. And so when you go first, you're leading, like you're leading the universe. You're saying, this is the path that I want to go down, and I want you to follow me and I want you to catch me. Like you can't expect the universe to catch you if you're not willing to take a step off the ledge. Like you literally can't. And so there's a lot of you that are holding onto the ledge, so worried about, you know, if something bad's going to happen if you take a step off the ledge. But here's the thing, you have to ask yourself too, if I went all in and if I did the thing, if I made the investment, or if I hired the coach or did the program, whatever that next step is for you, you know, maybe it's a certificate. Maybe you know that if you got a certain certificate under your belt, like you would feel more confident, whatever it is, whatever the thing is. If you did that, right? We often can think the worst thing is going to happen. Like the worst thing is going to happen. But what's the worst that's going to happen? Like you're not going to die. You're not going to be homeless. You're not going to be sleeping in your car. Like everything will work out. Everything will be fine. Absolutely everything will be fine. And even if you do that thing, you hire the coach and say you work with them for the container, and then they're just, after that, they're not for you. Okay, cool. They're not for you, right? Find another coach. Maybe you pay for the certificate and you do the thing and you get your certificate, and then you decide that that's not the actual career that you want to do. That's fine. Like I did that. I have a diploma in beauty therapy. Like after a few years of beauty therapy, I was like, I don't want to massage anyone anymore. I don't want to give another facial or pedicure. Like this is not for me. And it's totally fine. Like it's so fine. You're allowed to move, you're allowed to change, but nothing crazy is going to happen if you decide to take that leap of faith. Like nothing crazy is going to happen, and you're going to be fine. You're going to survive because you've survived way worse things than that. You know, another way that we self-sabotage is we tell ourselves this story of it's a sign. And like, yes, we like in my house, we have this joke of like, it's a sign. We seen this TikTok once and it was like, this guy he was like, had a wig on and he was pretending to be like a spiritual girly. And like every time an angel number would pop up, he would jump on the camera and be like, it's a sign. And so we have this joke in my house. Every time there's an angel number, we're like, it's a sign. But we genuinely do believe in angel numbers. Like we believe in spirit animals. We believe in angel numbers. Like my child has a spirit animal, you know, my partner, he has a spirit animal. Like we believe in that stuff. We're like very spiritually in tune. If you come to my house, there's crystals everywhere. Like we're very spiritually in tune. So yes, we believe in the positively geared signs. However, I don't believe in using it's a sign as an excuse, right? I don't believe that, because I believe that we choose what are signs and what are not signs. So just like, so say, I'll give you an example. Say for example, you are, let me think of something. Say for example, you are going to launch your business. Say for example, you're going to launch your business and you're excited. You know, you've gone and you've done all the things, like you're ready. And then say something happens where, you know, a family emergency happens. Say a family emergency happens and you use that as an excuse, as it's a sign. Oh, it's a sign. It's a sign. I can't launch my business because life is just too chaotic right now. Like it's just crazy. You know, there's stuff happening in my world. I just can't do it. Right? That's bullshit. You could still handle the thing that come up and then also launch your business. Right? Maybe it's you are going to invest into one of my programs. Say you have money magnetism on your heart and you want to invest into that program because that's an amazing program. And you want to invest in that program and then something comes through, like a bill comes through, an unexpected bill comes through. And then you say to yourself, well, it's a sign. That's a sign. I no longer can, you know, invest into the program that I know is going to change my money game because I now have another bill that takes priority. What if you chose to believe that it wasn't a sign? What if you chose to believe that you were still going to invest into money magnetism and you would have more than enough money to pay the bill and also pay for the money magnetism program? Wouldn't that positively gear you to create a way better reality than just saying, oh, I've only got enough money to pay for the bill and then that's it and I can't do the things that I want? Because what that is telling yourself subconsciously and also the universe energetically is that things come before my desires and I put myself last. I put myself last and then things come before my desires. I have this like little thing, like this little mindset hack. Okay, I have this mindset hack. And I've been doing it for a few years now. How it came about was my cat got really sick a few years ago and I had to pay like $1,700 in an unexpected vet bill, right? Like $1,700 unexpected vet bill. And I was just like, I was very grateful that I had the money, but I was like, this is not the vibe. And so I thought, you know what, F it. If I'm going to spend $1,700 of my money on a vet bill, something that, you know, it is what it is, I'm also going to spend $1,700 of my money on something that brings me joy. And I went and brought a new Versace handbag, right? And like, that's my mindset now. If I have to spend X amount of dollars on a bill or on something that I don't genuinely get like pleasure or excitement from, you bet I invest the same amount of money into like a piece of self-development. So into like a program, a masterclass, or I will literally go and buy myself like a handbag or something nice. Okay. So that's like my mindset hack, because I always want to hold the energy that my desires come first and foremost. My desires come first and foremost, and then the other thing comes secondary. So yes, if I get hit with like a bill or something, you bet I'm gonna first invest into myself and then I'll pay the bill. And you might be like, that's fucking crazy. Like, I don't have that money and I don't want to buy a handbag. That's fine, but could you maybe take yourself out to dinner? Could you maybe, I don't know, go get your car washed and get a coffee while someone else washes your car? Like, could you hire a cleaner instead? Like, what's something that you could do? It doesn't have to be crazy, it doesn't have to be a designer handbag, but what's something that you can do energetically to show the universe, I'm going first and I don't believe that it's a sign, and I'm still going to show up, I'm still going to invest in the thing, and I'm still going to do the thing. Because at the end of the day, you decide what is a sign. You decide. That's on you. Now, the other way that we self-sabotage our success, and this is more like on a subconscious level, this may not even be something that's in your awareness. So sometimes when we're doing all the things and when the money hasn't shown up, we're not attracting the clients, things aren't happening, okay? Things aren't happening. And I love to journal on this thing. Like, this is deep inner work, it's shadow work. So say you've done all the things, but the money's not showing up, the business isn't businessing, the launches are launching, like there's just crickets. The reason being is that you believe that if you were to get the money, or if you were to get the clients, or if you were to have the business, something bad would happen. Something bad would happen. So subconsciously, you are self-sabotaging that. So ask yourself, literally, you can get a journal and a pen or a piece of paper and just sit down and have some quiet time and ask yourself, what am I afraid is going to happen if I receive whatever you're manifesting? Whether that's $10,000, whether that's your business going off, whether that's 5 new clients. Because the thing is, say you're trying to work on attracting 5 brand new clients in your business, but subconsciously, you might subconsciously be so fearful that those 5 new clients are going to take away time with your family. It's going to take away your freedom. So you won't be able to attract those clients because you were literally blocking yourself from receiving it. It's the same with money when it comes to money. Say that you want to make 6 figures. Your goal is to make 6 figures, but it's not happening. The reason being is that maybe you're afraid that you'll lose the love of a parent because you are making more money than them. I know that's pretty deep, but that is definitely a, subconscious belief at play. So ask yourself, what am I afraid is going to happen if I receive X? And then you'll actually be able to see that it's not going to happen and it's not that big of a deal. And you can work through that blockage one thing at a time. Okay. The other thing that tells me that you are self-sabotaging your success is you're procrastinating. You're procrastinating. This one is just pretty much like plain and simple, but you're not doing the things that you know you need to do in order to receive your desires. Again, so it's like the law of action comes into play. There's things that you know you need to be doing, right? Say you have a new program you're ready to release in your business, and you know that you need to create the graphics for it. You need to create the branding. You need to put the sales page together, but you keep procrastinating. You keep putting it off. You're self-sabotaging your success, because who's not to say you launch this program and you literally make $10,000 in one launch, but you can't make $10,000 in one launch until you launch the program, but you are procrastinating. So you potentially are self-sabotaging yourself from receiving 10K. So ask yourself, why am I procrastinating? It may be the simple fact that you don't feel creative enough to, create the branding. And if that's the case, outsource that. That's so easy. You could literally just hire someone to do that. Maybe you don't feel confident in creating the sales page, and maybe that overwhelms you. Okay, cool. Jump on Upwork, hire a VA, tell them, hey, I need this sales page on Teachable or Kajabi. Can you do this for me? Then they'll do it. So it's not that big of a deal, but sometimes we make things out to be very big in our head than what they are. You can either do it yourself, or if you really don't want to do it yourself and you feel like you're just taking so long to do it, well, ask yourself, okay, where could I outsource this? And then also too, that's going to positively gear you in the future, because every other launch, if you know that you're not great with creating graphics and the branding, well, when you hire someone that is really good at that, then you're going to be able to just give that to them every single time, and then you won't procrastinate. If you know that the sales page isn't your jam and you just find it so overwhelming to put a sales page together, well, find someone really good on Upwork, find a great virtual assistant and get them to do that for you. And then every time you go to launch a new program, you get excited because you're like, yes, I just have to focus on this, and I have a whole team of people that get to support me in getting this sorted, and they're going to put this out there for me. So procrastination, if you're procrastinating yourself, If you are like literally slowing down and finding other things to do, then, get your stuff together, get your business out there, do the things that you know you need to do. Ask yourself, okay, how can I make this easier? How can I make this easier for myself? Do I have to do everything? And sometimes you do. Like, straight talk, sometimes you do have to do all the things, and sometimes you just have to suck it up. And there's parts of business that is really uncomfortable, and there's parts of success that is uncomfortable. Like, we have the duality in life of the plus and the minus. We need both, because if we didn't have both, we wouldn't appreciate one or the other. You can't have beauty without pain. Like, you have to have both. You can't have peace without war. You have to have both. So it's like, yeah, sometimes it's going to be uncomfortable, but if you don't make a move and if you don't do the things that you know you need to do, you are going to be further back in time, and you're just going to be in the same position you are in, say, 12 months. Nothing's going to change. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you feel called and if you feel aligned, please share this on your social media and tag me at Beck Hibbard, because I love to reshare all of the tags. And if you really feel called to it, and I would honestly really appreciate this if you could leave a 5-star review on whatever platform that you're listening to this episode on.